Sleep with the helicopter noise, man.
Oh, I totally forgot about that reference. 1 second, let's see if I can.
It's true though. It's exhausting being an adult.
Hey, yep.
I'm tired all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you remember when Halloween was fun? You just go over to your friend's house and then go and do that shit and then come home and I don't know, like sometimes you stay late and like just hang out with them, watching some horror movie and then that's it.
Me and Chris try and do that all the we actually do that still.
Yeah, for the most part. I think most years we managed to do it.
Yeah, we still kind of do. We do that routinely.
Yeah, we don't need Halloween to watch horror
No,
We
movies.
don't need Halloween.
Speaking of, I have some new things to check out.
Mm-hmm.
You know how so I think that Tim and I like to explore different genres of horror.
Yeah.
You know, you just kind of, I think once you've watched through everything that you want to watch through, and then you kind of like, well, what else can we watch? Right? Like, would you agree that we're somewhat in that situation?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, occasionally there's a new one that we check
or
out.
something that we missed that we wanted to check out.
Yeah.
But have you heard of? So there's this director named Teruo Ishii, is a Japanese dude. I read about this guy on the weekend, and I added a couple movies to the old watch list.
Oh yeah.
And apparently, it's some messed up. It's some messed up stuff. Like,
All
I think maybe just don't look up anything, and then we'll just watch it and see.
Okay.
You know what, you know what I mean?
I was just gonna look up his name, but then
No, don't look up.
Okay.
Don't look up anything, because
All
I was reading about some of this stuff, and I was like, "What the hell?"
All right. That makes you say that.
It looks like something new.
All right. Well, it doesn't sound like it necessarily will be good, but
No
new is-
promises that it's going to be good, but at the same time, I think it'll be something new, and I think that there was, where did I find it? Like influence
Teruo
on
Ishii.
some like modern like comic
Okay.
artists or something. I can't remember where I heard of it, but I
Ishii with 2 eyes.
don't look it up. Don't look up anything.
Okay.
And then yes, but don't look it up.
I
So
won't
it's Teruo
For the
is his
listeners.
first name. Sure. Some of the 3 movies that I put on the watch list
Mhm.
are called two that I put on the watch list. One is called Blind Beast versus Killer Dwarf.
All right.
The other one is called Japanese Hell.
Okay.
So every day.
So we'll see. We'll see
We
what
also
happens.
still have the a couple more Chinese vampire movies to
Yep.
watch.
Chinese vampire movies are always icing on the cake, right?
Yeah.
You can always, I mean, I don't think there's any bad ones. I think there's
No.
better ones and worse ones, but they're all something, right?
Yeah. I think actually the more I see it, the Exorcist Master is probably one of the top ones.
Yeah.
I own that, so that's
I like-
a bit biased.
I like Vampire versus Helicopter. That's a good one.
Oh, it's happening again. When did it start? I don't know.
Just a couple of seconds ago.
All right.
Yeah, there's good stuff. Good stuff for sure.
All right.
You know, it's I know you say about when you're a kid or when you're younger you get to enjoy Halloween. I still do, and most years I'm like all into it, but I'm a little I don't want to say sour on it because I'm not sour on it. I'm just indifferent this year. I don't know what it is.
It's not freaking cold, man. It's been like windy and cold the last couple of days. Like I'm not looking forward to tomorrow.
Halloween's
hiking
cold.
around, man. Yeah, some years it's colder than others.
years, yeah.
This year is windy, which is even worse.
Yeah, that sucks. You don't want it to be windy. Well, we'll be hanging out tomorrow night, I guess, Keenan.
Huh? Why?
I don't know, right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
All right,
unless
good.
you get sicker.
No, I'm over the hump. I should be okay.
You're over the hump. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
I did watch. Speaking of horror movies, I finally watched that one on Netflix. That I heard about, Under the Shadow, that Iraqi one. Actually, not bad. So think about that. Watching that, Chris. Watched it in the middle of the night.
Anymore.
Oh right. Well, we can maybe.
I watched not a horror movie, but I watched 48 Hours this week for the first time, and it's awesome.
Cool. It's been years since I watched that.
It's
I think I
really
watched it
good.
recently.
It's
Cool.
really good.
That's the Nick Nolte, or
Yeah, and he's
Eddie
badass.
Murphy.
Nick Nolte's like the angriest guy I've ever seen in this movie.
I gotta watch that again because I
He's
probably haven't seen
slurring
that
all his
in 20
words.
years.
And
Like, yeah, swearing nonstop. Like, line delivery is incredibly over. Like, every line in this movie is amazing.
All right, I gotta watch that tonight. Then.
It's really fun.
Someone needs to make a cop-based game where things are like in that style, right? Where all the dialogue's completely like a B game, like
Racist.
that, right?
48 Hours. Oh yeah, that's
pretty
yeah,
racist.
it's super racist.
Oh, really?
But
Wait,
But-
isn't that Eddie Murphy in it, or am I thinking of Beverly
oh
Hills?
yeah, it's Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte.
It's also in it, right?
It's-
Beverly Hills Cop and that, yeah.
Super racist, but like racist for the time, if that makes sense.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
I don't feel like it's ever over the top. It's just people say things that you can't say now,
Right.
but not in like in an angry way, but in a
Right.
or different way, you know?
Yeah, it's not meant with the same amount of venom then.
Absolutely.
It was
You
it was
know,
it was
you
a
said the
sign
same
of the
thing.
times, right?
Yeah.
It was a sign of the
Like
times.
you could say the same thing then and now would be you'd know you were saying something bad and then you'd be doing it on
You
purpose.
still do it, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
It's
a
it's
good
good stuff.
recommendation.
Highly recommend 48 Hours. It's like, well, when Lethal Weapon came out after 48 Hours,
Yeah.
and so like 48 Hours is 1982.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I-
Well, now you got to watch another 48 hours, right?
Oh yeah, for sure I will. It's just 48 Hours is cool because I think that this is one of the earliest like buddy cop movies, right?
Right.
But it's great because I think that Lethal Weapon like created the formula of like, you know, they kind of get along and kind of fight whatever. Because
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy's not a cop in this, but it feels like a super abrasive version of a buddy cop.
Interesting.
I found myself laughing through the whole thing, like even in places where it's not supposed to be funny, just because somebody would yell something super angrily, and it was, I don't know, it was good.
All right.
Watch for sure. We can talk about video games if you'd like.
Sure.
Can I
Okay,
talk
sometimes-
about two things first, and then
Yep.
go to the obvious one?
Sure, if you want to. I mean, we could get save you for last if you wanted to, because I don't think I have too much. Maybe
Okay.
Keenan.
Yeah, go for it.
So I put a bit more time into Evil Within 2. Got maybe halfway through or close to halfway through. It's still fairly fun. It is definitely a B game though. At this point, I'm starting to see enough of it where you get to see a bit of that jank. You know what I mean? Like I think the game at one point there's this really hard monster that spawns on the map, and if it sees you, it'll just chase you relentlessly. And I guess the game somehow spawned two of them. At some point. And they were overlapping on each other. And I ran into a building, and they were too big to get through the door of like a bar. So they were just running perpetually in the trying to go through the door, and I just started shooting. And I used up almost all my ammo and ended up killing only one of them. So now I'm stuck with no ammo hardly. That ammo in this game is pretty scarce. So yeah. Anyway, it's got some jank, but it didn't make me mad. It just made me laugh. So it's still a lot of fun. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to finishing that up. I played a bit more Opus Magnum. That's that Zachtronics game. Good little time waster. The puzzles are getting more and more hard, and it's kind of fun.
You gotta talk about why you didn't come by and pick up the Switch.
No, I know. There's another thing that I haven't talked about. I picked up a PSVR. So that was the big thing that I spent some time on. So I got the bundle, the VR Worlds bundle from a Shoppers Drug Mart, and tried to get 20 times points on it, and they're idiots. Okay, so I don't know. I don't think I'm going to end up getting 20 times. I think I got 15 times, which is still a lot of money we can use for something else. But I got VR Worlds.
Like a Switch.
I took $100-something. But and then turn it back into points. I don't think you can do that. So I picked up VR Worlds. I already had tried it at Chris's, but I tried the Heist, and I think that's the showcase
That's one
thing
everybody
about it.
says is the best.
It's super cool, and I guess there's an announcement from the same team, maybe too, or the
What?
London Studios.
Blood and something.
Yeah, and
Blood
I
is
saw
Truth.
that today. It
it
looks
looks
cool.
like there's movement, like you could move around, but they haven't said how because you're just using the motion controllers. But holy crap, like that heist, I guess anything I say will spoil some of the cool stuff in it. You should just try it, Chris.
Okay, I will.
It's really cool. And it made me very excited for more VR. And then I picked up a copy of that Eve Valkyrie, that spaceship multiplayer match kind of, and that was crazy. Like it feels like you're flying around in space. It's wild.
Apparently there's new shit coming for that.
I heard that just today that the studio's abandoning all like any more VR related games.
Oh, maybe I misheard.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just an add-on to this. They might not make new stuff, but maybe
yeah. But it was really fun. Like it's hard to control, and I can see there's a lot of strategy to it. There's a whole bunch of different ship types and support ships and attack ships, and it feels really, really cool. There's a lot of like just getting around the environment it feels really neat. So yeah, that's cool. It feels like you're flying around in space. There's a little bit of vertigo there. Like it made me feel strange. And that's all. I was thinking of picking up Job Simulator because there's like a Job Simulator, like they added a big patch to it or something. So
yeah, they added a bunch of new content to it. I played the demo, and it's cool. It just feels very much like a VR showcase game, you know.
Yeah,
I'm on that.
Yeah, I want a full game. Like I'm holding off till the next thing I'm going to get obviously is Monsters of the Deep because that
I'm
is going to
so
be
excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So excited.
Counting the
Well,
days.
that's the reason why you bought the headset, right?
Yeah,
whole...
exactly. And then the new announcements are like, I don't know. I'm not too excited. Other than the Blood and Truth or whatever the hell it's called. Nothing really excited me too much, but you know, this is still early. There could be a lot of stuff we see down the road.
I don't know. To be honest, even if it's not, like I've said all along, I don't think that it's a waste of money.
Yeah.
But I also don't think it's worth the money. Right?
Well,
I don't want to make it seem like I complain about it or I don't like it because I'm so happy that I picked one up. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's worth the price of admission at
Maybe
all.
not. Yeah. Well, look, all I would want wish list is next Resident Evil game to be again VR, like Resident Evil 2 in VR would be their remake they've been working on the whole time. Make that in VR, all in. I don't think it will be that, but I doubt they do that with Resident Evil 2. But
do you know what would be enough for me?
What?
Final Fantasy 15 Monster of the Deep.
It's gonna be great. I read a little bit. Dude, can I comment on what I've heard about it? Just that
I hesitate, but okay.
It's all good things. Just that you forget you're holding motion controllers and you start to feel like you're holding a fishing rod at some point. People are saying
so good.
Like it's that good. So pretty excited.
So good.
Get ready to have that red friggin' sweaty line in your forehead.
Good, I'm ready.
Yeah, and Anna tried it out too. She was pretty blown away, actually, more than I expected. So,
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
you gotta get the wife on board. That's the only way you can keep.
I don't know. Are we gonna save Paris game show news till later, or are we gonna?
Yeah, I'll save it.
Okay. Because I want to talk. There's one thing I wanted to talk about later. We'll get into it.
So I actually did play a bunch this week, finally. Cool. So I have something to contribute. The first thing was I picked up the Humble Down Under bundle this month, and there's still a few more. I think there's still a few more hours, but as soon as this podcast goes up, it's probably going to be done. So if you're interested in picking it up, it's got things like Hacknet, which you guys had talked about, as well as expansion for Hacknet. A lot of it's very PC game. So like Satellite Rain is a overhead kind of real-time strategy, let's say kind of Shadowrun-ish game where you are controlling a squad of people, setting up their moves to take down people. The only thing is that because it's real-time instead of turn-based, it's a little bit more finicky. I don't know how much I'd like it because I think when it becomes real time, that overhead real time strategy game, you tend to focus on one guy trying to get him through, and then you miss out on what your squad's doing. At least That's what happens to me, at least. So I'm not too high on that game. So I think I'll give it about a 6, and I think I'm done with that one.
What was it again? What was the game?
Satellite Rain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I put a lot of time into Armello, which is a how can I put it? It's a fantasy world game. You control animals, and they're all like mages and have different powers and stuff.
Right.
The main thing about the game is it's basically like a card game. So you move around in a board, and there's 3 other players.
I'm trying not to it just sounds so good when you're like, it's like a fantasy worlds game where you control animals. It just sounds so
As soon as you
good.
said to control animals, I kind of
Oh,
took
it's so good.
not that it just sounds. Yeah. Sorry, Keenan. Is it an RTS? Like, I don't. Hold on. Like, what kind of game is this?
It's like a board game. So there's you think about it as a day cycle and night cycle.
Yeah.
So there's a day cycle and night cycle, and there's also you asshole.
Not funny. Not funny. It's no. I think like what Tim's saying. It's not that it doesn't sound interesting. Like it sounds cool. It just the way it came out was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Your delivery was fantastic.
Like unintentional or not, it was so good.
So you pick up cards and turn abilities. So you play the cards on your turn for to attack, to move, to put a deterrent on a particular square on the board, and you're trying to win the game using different methods. So there's like 4 different methods for you to win the game. So there's a lion who's the king, who's in the middle, and you're trying either to be the person who has the most influence in order to win, or you try to enter the castle and take down the king. And there's like a bunch of different ways that you can go about doing it.
You're in a giggly mood today. It's not that
This
funny.
shit is killing me. Oh my god, it sounds so good. You're all lion.
If it was me talking about it, it wouldn't be funny.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't want to interrupt, but I just bought the new the Day of the Devs bundle. There's some good stuff in there. I just picked it up as you were talking. Yeah. Flint Hook, Tumbleseed, which I always wanted to play. Full Throttle Remasters, Day of the Tentacle Remastered, Grim Fandango Remastered. If anyone never played those are all really good.
I wonder
games.
I wonder if you shouldn't have waited a couple seconds for the games that I played. Because I also bought that bundle and I got some things to say about it.
Oh, okay. It's late. I'm already in it.
already playing it.
Yeah, I put some time into Giga Breaker and Hollow Knight, but I'll leave those until next week.
Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I picked that up, but I'll leave that until next week. I need to spend a bit more time in there. And there's a phone game that I also played called Armory and Machine. It's kind of it's kind of like a clicker game, but not. You're not constantly clicking. You're setting up automated processes that are reliant on each other in order to build up your machine, basically. And once you set that all up, then the whole game also just keeps on expanding, and there's a little bit of a twist to it. It's just a pretty interesting little game to play. I've been spending quite a bit of time in the last couple of days, so definitely recommend that one. But yeah, I'll have more to talk about Giga Breaker and Hollow Knight next week.
All right, you can talk about it this
Okay,
week.
so you can talk about the other Humble Bundle because you have a lot. You picked that up, right?
Yeah, I only went in for the lowest tier, and I'm
Okay.
a jerk. I always put just $1 into it. I don't care. because I also wanted to try Tumbleseed.
Mhm.
I think Tumbleseed is a piece of shit.
All right.
It doesn't.
I
It
heard
doesn't.
it was good on the Switch, but I don't know about on.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it would be more interesting with. Do you know if the Switch one has motion controls?
Yes, it exactly does. That's why.
So that may be the difference between. But
Mhm.
playing on the keyboard is kind of lame. I kind of expected it to be lame, but then for $1, I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot, and it was lame.
There are no tilt controls on the Switch, though.
There are not.
What?
No.
No, I read about this. Oh no, there's not tilt controls. The
There's HD Rumble, but
HD Rumble.
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. So that's fine. I played a whole bunch more Golf Story. I finished the Golf Story. And it was cool. I really enjoyed it. I thought I might be into it like casually just to go back and play courses, but I don't know if I will or not. Maybe. But maybe if I'm like super bored. But I enjoyed it for what it was, and I think it was worth the $20, whatever it was I paid for it. Super, super clean. That's the one thing that I was really, really impressed by is that it's a very sharp, tight, like well-programmed game. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It didn't overstay its welcome either, right?
Yeah. Did you finish it to the name?
Yeah.
So yeah, I liked it quite a bit. So Golf Story 4 stars, Tumbleseed 2 stars. I played a little more Cook Serve Delicious 2. Still doing it for me, which is good. However,
how's the tail end in that? Like, does it keep on like being good ramp up or?
Yeah, difficulty definitely goes up. It doesn't really spike very much. It doesn't get super hard very quickly, but it gets harder. Absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, I like it. Same thing though. I just if it was if I had it on tablet, if it was out for tablet, I'd be all over it. Like I would do nothing but play this game. So we'll see if it comes out. I assume that he's got plans to port it. Yeah, I don't know. However, I got another game on Friday, and to be honest, I'm a little surprised that you didn't play it all, Keenan. But I picked up Super Mario Odyssey. I have put a ridiculous number of hours into this game. I'm gonna call it right now that it is, if not #1 game of the year, like top 3 because it's incredible. I think it may, and it's hard. It's always hard to talk like this when it just came out, right?
Yeah, you need time.
You need time, but at this point, and it's been a long time since I said this about a Mario game, I think this might be the best Mario game.
Nice.
Wow.
It's bananas how good it is. Like,
cool.
It hits all the right beats. There's a billion things to do. There's a whole bunch of different like the difficulty is kind of all over the place. Because there's so much to do. They're like, here's a bunch of easy stuff that you have to do to finish the story. And also for extra stuff, here's a bunch of super hard stuff that's not so easy to do. I don't know. I don't want to talk a lot about the details of it because it's new, but it's a lot of fun.
I got a question though.
Sure.
I want your hot take because of the one thing that most people have said.
The motion thing?
About that game? Yeah.
Bullshit. A bunch of babies. So the argument against the game and what kind of the only thing that people are saying negative about it is that there's some things that you can do in the game easier with motion controls. Like they really push you to use the like 2 joysticks, like 1 or 2 Joy-Cons, 1 in each hand. So say for example, there's a new skill that you can do. If you're going down a hill, if you duck and then hit Y, then you roll, like you tuck into a roll. And then you go faster. But what you can do is while you're rolling, if you shake one of the Joy-Cons, then he gets a little boost and he rolls faster.
Okay.
So you know that the hat thing is you take over different animals, different monsters, creatures, whatever, right? And so say for example, if you throw your hat and hit a bullet bill, then it flies fast, but then if you start shaking the Joy-Con, then it goes faster.
Okay.
And so the argument that people are making, kind of the complaint that people have, is that, you know, I want to use the Pro controller, but I can't do these things without using the Joy-Cons, right? But I want to use the Pro controller. But apparently, and I haven't used it, I've just been using Joy-Cons and it's great. I'm having a ton of fun with it. But apparently you can do those things still. So say another one is that if you move the Joy-Cons to the side, then he throws the hat kind of in a circle, you know, like the spin attack that Link has.
Mm-hmm.
Something kind of like that with the hat, which is easy to do, but you can still do it by whipping around on the joystick and then throwing the hat, and he'll still do it.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
So you can still do all of these moves. Just, I don't know, you need practice doing them, I guess.
Huh. Okay.
So I don't see what the argument is.
Oh.
And I mean, if it's, and because I've been playing with it, I don't know if it's, maybe I'm not missing out on it because I'm using the Joy-Cons, but I don't feel like I really need the Pro controller. Like I'm enjoying playing it with this.
Cool. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Story's great for, you know, for what a Mario game is, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the and when I say story, I'm talking like minimal, right? But it hits the right beats with the story, so it feels good to play as an old fan for like the nostalgia thing without going too overboard. It's very fun. It's a lot of fun.
It has its heart.
It's good. It's strong. That's one thing that I think that Nintendo's done really well with the 3D series since kind of moving away from the new Super Mario series.
Yeah.
Because Mario 3D World was so good. And a big part of it, to be honest, with Super Mario World was the music. Or sorry, with Mario 3D World was the music. Like the music in 3D World, it was incredible. And the music here is really good. There's a couple of standouts. But we'll see. It's kind of that time thing again, kind of see what lives the test of time, right?
Mm. Yeah, because like earlier in the year, everyone was like, "This is the best Zelda ever," and then
it just kind of fades.
Kind of took some time to like settle down and think back on it. It kind of there's still those people who really love it, but then I think some people have now like taken some time to think about, was it really okay for some of that stuff to happen? Does it make sense to? Yeah,
quite repetitive, right?
Yeah.
Another thing that that really impressed me with Super Mario Odyssey is the way that amiibos are handled. Very, 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 very cool. I was very impressed to see this, and I don't think that this counts as spoiler. But what you do is the way that, so there's this thing called Uncle Amiibo, and it's like it looks like a what are those robot vacuum cleaners called? You know, the ones that just
Roomba.
Yeah, Roomba. It looks like a Roomba. And so what you can do is you scan an amiibo, and then the Roomba sends the amiibo out to look for a moon on the map. Like you're collecting moons instead of stars, right? That's all it is. And so it'll put Uncle Amiibo, after 5 minutes of searching, we'll put like an icon on the map telling you where a star is or a moon, but then that's it. And so you have to kind of figure it out based on location.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's fine. That's cute, whatever. But if you scan, and he says this when you talk to him, but if you scan certain ones, then it can unlock costumes. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but there's like 1 billion costumes for Mario to wear.
No, yeah, I was. That's cool.
Oh man, it's so good. I love it.
Go-to? Do you walk around with the no shirt one?
But I don't want to say, because I like there's some
spoiler.
Yeah, there's spoiler stuff for like later.
The no shirt one is the one everyone knows about.
Like the swimming one?
Yeah.
There's the swimming one, yeah. There's some way cooler ones later. Like way cooler. And so I went through my amiibos and just take a look and see what you can unlock. And so there's a Dr. Mario one that's really, really cool. Like there's a bunch of them that unlock, which is fine. But I was like, oh man, it sucks, because there's some of them that I'm sure that I'm missing that I don't have amiibos for. But, and this doesn't count as spoiler, I'm sure, when you finish it, all of the amiibo unlocks become available in the store to buy.
Oh, that's nice.
Right? I thought that was really cool. So you can play through the game with these things. They don't cost you any money. You get it right away. After you finish it, and you have to, there's like a moon limit. So you unlock them with the number of moons that you have. And you have to use coins to buy them.
Okay.
And so I thought that was a really cool way to handle it. So they're locked away until later, but they're still accessible. And I really appreciated that. I think that's a good way to handle things.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you don't have to buy one of those like Amiibo, like whatever they're like emulators.
I hate that shit so much.
Amiibo,
I really, really don't like it. Like you can buy like these sheets of paper or whatever that have the code on it, so you just scan the code. I don't.
Oh,
like
really?
Yeah, I don't.
There's
like
also
that.
like China's made this like elite figure emulator. It basically allows you to load in different figure codes and then like allow you to tap that in and stuff. It's just
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Waste of time to me.
But yeah, it's a 5-star game for sure, and there is nothing B about this at all. It's like
Cool.
production is crazy. It looks beautiful. It's fun.
Excellent.
It's so good.
Well, maybe
in your top 10, man. You were talking about your top 10 almost being solid now, and this came in and knocked it around. That's cool, man.
Well, no, top 5 is pretty solid, but it's there. It's really
It's in
good.
there.
You know, sending messages back and forth with Don all weekend about like, did you see this? Did you check this out? How do you do this? What do you think about this? Like, it's not too often you get a game where you're talking back and forth about it a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember we did that with Yakuza 0 quite a bit. Like, there's a few games where it just kind of comes up, and you want to talk about it, and you think about it a lot. And Mario Odyssey is totally one of those.
Neat,
cool.
Yeah,
makes me more excited to try it eventually. Yeah,
you mean to buy a Switch for?
At some point. Yeah.
No, one was offered to him, and then he went and got a PSVR instead.
I got a PSVR. I can't.
How about this as a anecdotal, right? It doesn't mean anything, but I'm totally the guy, like, I can't stand to not have a game that I'm excited for. And so Mario Odyssey came out on Friday, and so before work I was like, this is killing me. So I went to Walmart to pick it up because Walmart opens at 7. So I went before work to pick the stupid game up.
Yeah.
And and I've done that a couple times. I did it for 3DS launch. Every once in a while, there's a game that come out. I'm like, I gotta get this.
I can't believe they open at 7. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. One, because they have video games. That's
Yep.
I don't want to wait till 10 or 11. I'm at work. But there was like a lineup of like 6 or 7 people there at 7 in the morning.
Wow.
That's something,
That's
right?
cool. Yeah, lineups. Last time I was in a big game lineup was, well, a couple times, but the one I remember was StarCraft. Diablo 3 and StarCraft 2 launch in Toronto. That was insane. Huge lineups. Crazy.
Of the 7 people there, 3 of them were buying the console pack.
Oh yeah,
nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to start moving systems again, right?
Yeah. It'd be cool to buy it with that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eventually, that's probably what I'll do, right? I'll pick it up with the game. Yeah, awesome. I'm glad. I was worried. I don't know. I was worried you would give it a kind of a mediocre review, or I'm done with Mario. I was just imagining it in my head.
No, it's fantastic. It's a lot
surprised.
of fun. It's a lot
Good
of fun.
stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Hitting it out of the park this year.
We can talk about some news. You know what I saw a rumor of today that made me really excited? Did you see the Dragon Ball Fighters leak / rumor / whatever?
No.
I guess there was a picture posted about like experience the Dragon Ball story and choose a number of characters like Goku, Vegeta, whoever, and Bulma. I was like, what? That's kind of cool. And so there's a bunch of people talking about if she's actually in it, like how does she compete, right? And are we going to get like a Tron Bond thing where
right.
she uses capsules or she uses there's that like robot shell? That'd be cool. I'd be down for that.
Which Bulma do you want? Like, it's going to be like the older one, the younger one?
No,
like...
the teenager one is the one I want, but it won't be.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it would be, but it would be teenager Bulma over like mom Bulma, right?
I wish it was a teenager one. She could like drive her motorcycle and just like
that'd be cool.
Everywhere.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Weird.
I love that.
They announced that Ginyu Force. They got the whole entire Ginyu Force in there.
Like playable?
I don't think the entire is playable. Probably Captain Ginyu, and then the others are like I think there's a call system for a support character.
Is there? Well, and what did I see? 17's not in it either, like as a playable character, right?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
And then they got to push probably some of the supers stuff in there. So we'll see. Keep it old school, guys, and then we'll be all happy. None of this super stuff.
Yeah.
Don't need black Goku or whatever that thing is.
I heard there's
That's
some cool
racist, yeah.
there's some cool names coming out of that though, eh?
Yeah.
What's the cauliflower and kale? Yeah.
Kira Toriyama looking in his fridge again.
These characters, new characters named that.
Cauliflower and kale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kale. Wow.
That's
Intimidating.
awesome. I'm down. And those are
There's a person named Lunch in the series, okay?
yeah. And Lunch is great. She's amazing in Dragon Ball.
That's a great name.
Lunch is she's so good.
Would you name your kid Lunch?
No. I'd name my dog Lunch though.
Yeah, well, that doesn't say too much. And people name their dog all sorts of nonsense. But it would be a cool dog name.
You want to talk about the Paris show stuff?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys
one thing
heard
that I
about
want
it.
to talk
You guys
about.
pitch it. I didn't look up. I haven't read anything about video games this
Well,
week.
I'll tell you
are
this.
guys-
So
hold on.
what?
All right.
why don't you guys
Yeah.
try to pitch it to me as if and they did this, try to impress me with something.
All right.
So
well,
imagine
All right, go,
first, because the Paris Game Show is the Europe epicenter, and they're trying to now get you to enjoy Sony at this Paris show because they're not going to do that Paris experience anymore. So now they're bringing out their whole lineup of games, and the first one on the docket is going to be Spelunky 2.
oh, you stole my thunder, man. I was going to talk about that.
You still can.
Well, how often do you get a sequel announced for probably one of your favorite games of all time? And a sequel you never, ever thought would happen. I never in my wildest dreams ever thought there'd be a Spelunky 2.
Spelunky is one of your favorite games of all time.
Yes, it is. I played it when it was on PC before the re-release version, and I played it a lot.
Bullshit.
It's so good.
Bullshit artist.
Derek Yu, I mean, all I knew was that he was working on that 50. What was it called? Do you know about that, Keenan?
The 50 games, the UFO game thing.
UFO game thing, yeah. That's as far as I know. That's all he was working on. No, not a peep on Spelunky 2. People were talking about it. I saw a post every year or so I would check to see if anyone's mentioned Spelunky 2, and there's nothing. And yeah, this just the title so far. It looks good.
The title looks good.
I am confident that. So I always people are asking about it, and it's like, well, what would you do for Spelunky 2? But if it's Derek Yu, I'm confident that he's doing it with some good ideas in mind, and it'll be very it's going to be an evolution of it. And yeah, I'm super pumped. That's game of the year right there for me. If it comes out next year, I'm sure. 100%.
So next, when I talk about Japanese period piece games, and what is the name of the developer that springs to your mind as the premier developer for such a game?
Koei.
You're wrong, because it's Sucker Punch.
Oh yeah, I saw this. Yeah, I saw it. Looked cool. The trailer looks cool for that.
It
What's
looks
it called
amazing,
again?
though.
Hold on, what's
So
it
it's
for?
Ghost of Tsushima. Okay, so it's for PS4, and they're making it's based in what was it, 1274. So when the Mongol invasion came to Japan, and there was a huge fight in
What's the game
Tsushima.
called?
Ghosts of Tsushima.
Not a great title, but
Well, it's the period back then, right? So
Yeah,
the Mongol horde comes to Japan to try, they've just wiped out the entire Korean peninsula. They're coming to invade Japan by boat, and they land in Tsushima, and that's the starting point of the fight. So it's a whole thing about that. I don't know if it's going to be historically accurate, but come on, it's from the guys that made Infamous, and they're going to do this kind of period piece, third person, open world fighting.
I didn't even see what kind of game it was. I saw the cinematic stuff. So it's open world.
It's an open world adventure. So probably looking a bit like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Mhm.
Like that sort of thing.
I don't think it's going to be historically accurate. Listen to this.
No.
The year is 1274. Samurai warriors are the legendary defenders of Japan until the fearsome Mongol Empire invades the island of Tsushima, wreaking havoc and conquering the local population. So far, so good. As one of the last surviving samurai, you rise from the ashes to fight back, but honorable tactics won't lead you to victory. You must move beyond your samurai traditions to forge a new way of fighting, the way of the ghost, as you wage an unconventional war for the freedom of Japan.
This is going to be a stealth game? I don't...
all of the
No,
screenshots,
yeah.
the screenshots look like super like traditional Japan. Like it looks very not magical, but that's not what that synopsis sounds like.
See, the problem is, I looked at it and I was like, "What the fuck is a ninja doing back in the 1200s? Like, what the fuck?"
You're the only one that thought that.
Yeah, I'm the only one that thought that. But yeah, like he wears a mask and everything, and so we'll see. I mean, Sucker Punch has a good track record for this stuff.
If these screenshots are real, it looks cool.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah, there's a whole trailer, man. It's pretty good. Next, when you think Final Fantasy 15, who is your favorite character?
Monster of the Deep.
The fish. The fish.
The biggest fish.
The biggest fish.
Which humanoid character was your favorite?
Friggin'
The human fish.
No, the what's her name? Dude's Gladio's sister.
Oh. No, Gladios is my favorite, but
My boy.
Well, this
I even forgot
Final
his name.
Fantasy expansion
Ignis?
is not. Yeah, it's Ignis.
All right. Is it a
I
cooking
bought-
game?
I bought Gladios and then I just didn't bother to play it.
Yeah.
It's Final Fantasy 15 episode Ignis, right?
Right.
So that was announced. And then everything else is just a little bit smaller indie-ish game. So Guacamelee 2, I don't know if you were looking forward to
Multiplayer,
that
I
at
don't know
all.
how the hell that works. 4
I thought
player
the first one had it. Had 2-player.
in the campaign? It's weird.
Pretty sure Guacamelee 1 had a
Did it?
woman wrestler and no, just 2-player.
Yeah, but 4 player in this one, which is like, oh, okay.
We'll see.
So is it going to be a Metroidvania still? Strange.
Yeah. And then Hong Kong Massacre, which looks like a Hong Kong skin for Hotline Miami, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see how that plays, because there's this very specific tone that Hotline Miami 1 hit, which they missed on number 2.
Yes.
So
agree.
we'll see whether they can, whether this group who's doing a Hong Kong Massacre will do it properly. So yeah, those are all the announcements.
All the important ones.
All important ones. There's
Are there?
Blood and Truth, and there's a bunch of
Yeah,
other VR stuff.
Blood
that
and Truth
they
I
did.
would put in there. It looks like cool.
Now, were there any new helicopter games announced?
Choplifter VR.
Shoplifter VR. That'd be sweet.
What?
Wasn't Shoplifter? Yeah, anything in VR is amazing.
So you're drinking the Kool-Aid now.
Oh, I'm making the Kool-Aid.
You're making the Kool-Aid. Whoa.
Yeah.
It is pretty awesome.
Don't
I think it totally is one of those things where, and I know you've said it on the show many times before, but if you play it, it's hard not to not think about it.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So they also have some more screenshots of the Shadow Colossus remake, and they're saying that, man, I don't know. It looks really good, Chris.
I canceled my pre-order.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know what? I bought that game twice already. I
Yeah.
didn't play it the second time, and I doubt I'll play it a third time. Like, I loved it, but I think I had the same experience with Journey, where I absolutely loved it. But I played it in one go. Like, I sat down, I beat the whole thing in one sitting, and I don't want to play it again. It was perfect. It was amazing. So good. I don't want to revisit it. And I feel
Yeah,
like
I'm the same way about that game.
about Shadows of the Colossus or Journey.
No, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
One time, had the experience, and there's no really reason to go back and.
Yeah. I think part of the excitement playing through it the first time. And I mean, if you haven't played it, my God, please buy this game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if you already know where they are and how to beat them and how they move and what they look like, Okay, right? You go through and you do it. Where part of what made that game so amazing was just discovery after discovery after discovery of like, this is ridiculous. I never expected this, right? Like, and it just kept throwing surprises at you the whole game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it mixes it up a lot. It's just crazy with the different, like, the variety in the Colossi is pretty wild, like pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I want to play it again with like Irene's never seen it. My son's never seen it.
Anna watched me play through most of that game, and that's rare. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm feeling it. It looks really good.
Cool. I'll have to check that out.
And Chris, so yeah, sorry, you're going to say.
I was going to say instead of Shadow of the Colossus, I'm going to look forward to. I don't even remember what the stupid game's called. Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus.
Nice.
Is it out soon?
I have no idea.
It's just gonna arrive one day. You're gonna be
good. You know what? That's good. I'm gonna leave it. Like, there's all these games where I'm like, oh, I might cancel this. I might cancel this. You know, the one that's like on the chopping block is Ni no Kuni 2.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
I thought you chopped it already.
Are you kidding me?
I thought I did too, but then I looked in the Amazon thing. I was like,
get rid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to go through? You want to go through this right now? You tell me what to cancel.
I thought we did this, but yeah, you might have built up some more. It's like cleaning plaque off someone's teeth or something.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Open orders. Here we go. Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, which maybe comes out December 8th. That's what release date says. We'll see. Maybe have a Christmas game. Anthem.
Yeah.
No, you gotta keep that one. I think you're gonna keep that.
No.
No.
You don't think he's gonna keep it? I think he's gonna keep it.
I'm telling him not to. Why?
Because it's Destiny.
I got a feeling.
So yeah, exactly. Like, who cares? It's Destiny and Monster Hunter somehow together. Who cares?
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Play Monster Hunter and play Destiny.
Oh, there. What do you guys think about that? You saw there's the trailer for.
I didn't even watch it. I don't care.
Curse. Are you?
Osiris?
You're not going back?
I don't know. They're gonna have to announce some substantial changes to like loot for me to care.
Already, there's tons of stuff that they were talking about changing before it comes out. Like, they're gonna patch shit.
They're also vague about it though. There's nothing concrete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'm excited about it. You know, the one thing that bothered me about is it called Curse of Osiris?
Yeah.
Is it says what does it say? New raid content. It doesn't say new raid. It says new raid content. So there's all this talk about whether it's like new content for Leviathan. Like, I don't
exactly. Yeah.
So we'll see. So Anthem.
That's not gonna, like, since that's coming out on December 5th, you're gonna have a hard time playing Tokyo whatever.
Anthem comes out December 5th.
No. Osiris comes out on December 5th, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I got Christmas holiday, right? So I'll keep Anthem for now. I'm still not 100%, but I'm like 70%. We'll see. Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, freaking keep that. Are you serious? Yes.
I'm not 100% either. We'll see.
No, you got to keep it.
It's not what's it called.
You know what? Right? Don't keep it. I want to play it. And I don't even want you to play. I want it to be just mine. Okay, I'll buy a Switch when that comes out and play it. You just get rid of it. You don't play it.
Okay, then I'm gonna play Monster Hunter World, and you can't play it. That's my game.
No.
Yeah, that's how it works.
You don't even.
You get to claim a game.
You don't
claim one game.
Never
claim Monster Hunter World.
This is about your cancellations.
And I'll have Monster Hunter.
Nope.
Which, by the way, the new stuff I'm seeing on Monster Hunter, I'm feeling a little more excited now.
Thank you.
It looks awesome.
Seriously? Why did you ever doubt that? I don't know.
Next is Dragon Ball Fighters.
Well, I know you're not going to cancel that, even though.
Is it Fighters or Fighter Z?
Even though I think you should.
Fighter Z. Let's stop calling it Fighters. Or not.
Do you say that I should cancel it? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you're not.
What the hell's wrong with you, Tim?
No, he's not going to play it very much.
You are mistaken. It looks
every fighting game he gets, he plays for a day, and then it goes in the pile.
Not all of them. What about Marvel Capcom 3? I played the hell out of that game.
That's because other people bought it.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I played that game solely by myself.
I thought it was like a few other people, friends bought it, and you were playing with them.
So what you're saying,
Nah,
Chris, is
whatever. I warned
we
you.
need to talk Tim into buying it because
No,
I'm
it's never
buying
gonna
it.
happen.
No, I'm buying it, and you're buying it, so that's
I'm buying
two.
it.
No,
And then Tim's argument was that nobody else is buying it, so
No, it
we're
wasn't.
just going to get Tim to buy it.
Look at, you know what you got to do?
Not at all my argument.
Yeah, you got to buy it, and then what we'll do is we'll do an
the most-
actual real like review show where we can talk about a game instead of just we all played different games.
We should play good games, and then we can talk about good games.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters.
All right. So we're keeping everything so far.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom.
Get rid of it.
I got it out.
Cancel?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I like the first one. How fast until this game's like $20?
That's why you should get rid of it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I canceled it.
Sweet.
Yeah, here's something that's kind of interesting. I think I might be done with Ghibli movies.
All right.
He's supposed to be done too, so you kind of matched up.
No, just
Yeah, you might finish it off.
no. You know, I went to see Castle in the Sky in the movie theater. Cineplex is doing some cool thing where they're every month showing a different one in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I went to see Castle in the Sky last month, and it was boring. And traditionally, it's been my favorite, but I was so bored. And then
You already saw it though. Like, I don't know. His movies are boring if you've seen them before. I think.
Well, no, but I've seen it a bunch. And I liked it every time. Just this time was boring. And then Spirited Away was in the movie theater on Sunday, and I had planned to bring Jane, and then I was like, I don't want to go.
Maybe you changed.
When's the last time you watched those?
Not to say that it's worse. That's what I'm saying is that I probably have changed. Like my tastes have changed. I'm not into it anymore. And so Fanny brought her instead. And they had a good time, and that's great.
Good.
It's been too it's too soon since you last saw it.
I don't know. Death Stranding. Too early to tell.
It's going to be a B.
Too early.
You know it's going to be the B game of.
Yeah, but
games, right?
he's got it for $50, $40 in his queue or whatever,
56.
right?
56
I would
tax
keep
in,
it in
all
there.
in.
I would
And then
keep
it
that.
worst
Keep
comes
it
to
in
worst,
there.
I flip it.
Oh,
I'll
that one.
flip it if it's no good.
That one. Yeah. Keep it.
That's it, boys. That's all we got.
Okay. So we only culled one. Still.
No, because he's got a tight list, man.
Yeah, all right.
Except for Metroid Prime 4 and Anthem
You're going to eat your words. Anthem, yeah, I told you to cut it.
and Death Stranding.
I don't know why you think he should cut it, Tim.
Cut what? Anthem?
Anthem, yeah.
AAA.
Make the argument for me.
It's-
Why
okay.
should he cut it?
But his argument right now is it's Monster Hunter and Destiny mixed together.
Yeah,
And
so
it's
this is what I mean. I don't see what the argument is.
by people who are jumping on a bandwagon and not actually people who know what they're doing with those genres, and they're just trying to mix everything up to try and get people on board.
Except they
I don't
made
think
Mass
that's
Effect before. Like Mass Effect was an amazing game. Like 1, 2, and 3 are great games.
Isn't 3 a giant joke, and then the new one even
It
worse?
really isn't. I don't know why you never played
the
it.
ending.
Like,
The ending. I played a bit of 1 and got bored as soon as I was on the moon with a little buggy.
In
I don't
Tim's
know.
defense,
you played the worst one that was like when they were just trying to get the whole concept
You just said they're
out,
great.
and you're playing the same thing that like the one area that everybody had like some small issue with, and like you
No, it
never
wasn't.
played
It was-
2,
it
which
was
was
this.
like the pinnacle of the series.
All right, and then the ending of 3 is apparently the last boss of 3 is what soldier or something. What was his name? Was it just a
You're
regular
gonna complain
enemy?
about a last boss?
I heard about it. It's an internet meme now of how pissed people were about it.
Yeah, well,
Anyway.
whatever. Like it wasn't a big problem. Like a lot of people get pissed off about endings. There wasn't a problem with Mass Effect 3's ending. It was just everybody was being a baby about it.
Well, people wanted a
My-
final
in my
boss,
opinion.
I think, and they didn't get a
Yeah,
final.
so who cares? Like the whole point. Like,
Matters to me.
everybody got mad because they didn't get an ending that was tailored to the story that they had right at the time. Nobody was complaining about whatever the last boss was at the time. That wasn't the actual issue. The issue was that there wasn't a good ending for the story that they had, right? And
Oh,
so
well.
the problem was that people didn't get what BioWare was going for, which was that the whole last, I don't know, everything that was before the final fight where you might start losing characters was already the ending. You were saying your goodbyes to everybody. You were having your final closing moments with everything. And then at the very end of the game, like they had 3 different endings and you chose one. They went back and redid it and still people weren't happy. So screw them. Like, it doesn't really matter.
If fans of Mass Effect that have played all the way to the 3rd game didn't like the ending, why would I want to play that game?
Because you don't build it up like the way that they do, right?
Or because you like playing games and not.
Yeah, you like playing games.
Right.
Like, well, why is it such a big deal what you care about what other people feel? Like, there's lots of people, like, for example, Brad Shoemaker of Giant Bomb, he played it like a year after everybody did. He totally still loved the game more than anything else. Like, he loved Mass Effect 3. I personally didn't have a problem with it. The people that I played with also didn't have a problem with it. There's people like to complain about it. It's like, are you going to believe them or like try it out yourself, you know?
Well, no, I did. I tried the first game. I wasn't impressed, so...
Yeah, but you didn't play 2 or 3. Like, I played through 2 and 3.
I'm not going to bother giving them a chance if the first one didn't. Right?
And that's up to you. But you can't go ahead and say that they don't make a good, like, third-person game because you didn't play, first of all...
I saw the Anthem trailer.
What game are we even talking? Is it Anthem?
You're talking about Anthem. So yeah, I have no idea why you're talking about all this. You're making an argument for something, and you don't actually have any context for it.
I do. They put out video of how the game's going to play and what they're trying to promote the game with that video, and that video did not impress me. Just like a movie trailer is designed to get your interest in a movie, and some movie trailers fail spectacularly or reveal too much.
And sometimes they're amazing movies anyways.
Yeah, well, I judge things partially based on those. I don't just go right? What's the point of trailers? You're telling me a trailer doesn't influence you to watch a movie? If the trailer looks like garbage, you're going to go see the movie anyway? Forget it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Games are more expensive, right? Yeah.
That's fair and your prerogative.
That was what I took away from
their track record, okay, the A part of BioWare, okay, has been excellent, okay? Yeah. I'm not talking about Mass Effect Andromeda, which was done by EA Montreal or whatever, okay?
No, I know it's not
about the core,
I know
core BioWare in Edmonton has always pulled out like really good games. So why would you expect anything? Why would you not give them the benefit of the doubt until you've actually seen some real gameplay footage with things walking around and stuff? Like, so if you want to talk Chris out of it.
Yeah, we're talking about Chris pre-ordering something.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
Yeah.
I said cancel the pre-order. He could still get it later. We can wait for reviews. I'm not saying don't ever play it. I'm saying just cancel the pre-order.
Why?
On the basis
he's got it for less money and wait until the whole thing comes out like a few days before it comes out and decide.
He could get it for even less money if it reviews poorly. He'd get it for even less money like 3 months down the road.
Yeah, but why does he have to make the decision now?
That's the whole point of what we're doing right now. Trying to save him from bad games. So it's my suggestion that he's cancel Anthem's pre-order. That's what I'm saying.
So then I'm going to cancel Metroid Prime then.
You do whatever you want. It's your list.
On that list,
my vote is keep for that.
The one that's closest to getting cut is Metroid.
Did you like any of the Metroid Primes?
They were okay.
All right. Well, don't blame you then. I liked 3 a lot. So.
Chris, have you
Keenan and me are trying to influence you. That's the whole point of this. So.
I'm too set in my ways to be influenced so easily by.
Well, we got you to cancel Ni no Kuni too.
Yeah, no, but that one was just like
he was halfway there, man.
Yeah, I was ready to cancel it. I needed a push. That's all it was.
I'll take it.
So, Chris, did you find a new home yet, or?
So like, I got thinking about the NeoGAF thing, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's funny because you're not allowed to say shit. I had a discussion with somebody who has nothing to do with video games, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any more insight than anybody else does because I read the same thing everybody else does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked a girl at work, and I said, in the situation, we're about the same age. I said, so here's a situation where there's a guy in the forum and this happened. And he was like, she goes, it sounds like you read signals wrong. I'm like, see, that's kind of what I'm feeling too, right? Because whatever, I don't want to fucking talk about this. My main thing is that I have a real hard time with the whole like internet witch hunt thing now.
Sure.
Where anybody does anything wrong and you're a piece of shit. Like forever. Fuck this guy. Like his life should be ruined. You know, I have a real hard time with that.
Sure.
And I haven't read anything or heard anything that is as damning as everybody's kind of putting on this guy. So I have no problem staying at Gaff. You know, we'll just see what happens and whatever. But it's in that weird spot in between. The other one that everybody's talking about is Reset Era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it's naive to say that Gaff didn't lose something in the past week or two, because you know, scrolling through threads and that it's bare bones.
It's a ghost town now.
Honestly,
if we're honest about it, it's a ghost town.
There's posts being made, but not very.
Almost everyone's gone to Reset Era.
Things are not moving on this forum.
It's gone. It's really on life support at this point.
Like I look at so some of the threads that I frequented on Gaff, there's like Canadian gaming deals, right?
Yeah.
There hasn't been a post since yesterday at midnight.
Yeah, no,
again, not today at midnight. Yesterday at midnight.
That's a barometer. Yeah.
Right.
And to give people some insight, what would you normally see in that thread? Like how often?
Oh, dude, like every 10 minutes at the very least.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's completely cleaned out. So if I go to Reset Era, I go to the watch threads and I go to the same thing, like the same thread.
Yeah, same thread. Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you the timestamps on the last three. You ready?
Yeah.
So we got 20 minutes ago, 26 minutes ago, 7:06, 7 o'clock, 5:38, 5:33, 4:56, 4:30. 3:45, 3:40, 3:31, right? Like it's moving, it's busy, and so I am getting ready to jump off again.
I'm already there. I did one today.
To which
I got an account there already
at
today.
Reset,
Yeah. I was just like, wow, like even the off topic, like if you compare the main threads, like there's 4 pages on the whole indictments situation that's happening right now, and on Reset Era there's 46 pages.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and isn't that like the Mario Odyssey thing was like 10 pages yesterday on Gaff? Like, how is there only 10 pages on this massive game?
Yeah. I mean, the shitty part, like, well, you know what I'm liking actually about the new forum is how when people get like warned, you see the warning and the reason right above the post. I really like that. That's
I haven't seen that yet.
It's cool, and you can quote people by just like highlighting something, and then you can say quote or reply, and it'll like there's some cool functionality stuff. So I don't know, it's pretty neat so far.
So I got a hypothetical for you, Chris. Like, let's say there wasn't this mass exodus from Gaff, and there were still like tons of people there. Is there like do you have any issues with the fact that he didn't actually like provide any apology or didn't really have a statement about anything?
Have you ever been in a situation where you're struggling with something, you don't know what to do about it, and then like you freeze up? It's tough sometimes. I don't know how to handle that shit. Right? Like I guess how I feel about it is, and maybe it's just benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's, you know, innocent until proven guilty. This is kind of how things work, right? You can't just witch hunt the shit out of people. And it really, really bothers me. And maybe he is a piece of shit. Who knows, right? But what do I have to say about this guy that I have no idea who this guy is? Like two things happened where out of context and out of like the internet judgment umbrella, right? Like, but yeah, completely out of context, both of those things sound like normal things that happen to people.
But the problem is, this is the main problem, in my opinion. I agree with you that it's kind of a he said, she said, who knows who's right? You know, you weren't there, whatever, right? But that NeoGAF was set up, and he was part of a cultivation of that witch hunt environment. Like, he was part of setting the forum up that way, and he did nothing to stop that. And then it turned on him. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, well, you know what? You never did anything about this before, and now it's biting you in the ass. So it's kind of a bit of Schadenfreude there. Like, you know what? He was part of witch hunt. Like, it's his forum, and forum was known for doing that, and he did nothing about it. So you know what? It's like hard to be too sympathetic when he was sort of behind a lot of that.
See, I also know that
right?
you have some pretty vitriolic kind of feelings about Gaff, and like I know that we talked about it last
Related
week,
to the same thing, related to witch hunt.
Fuck those guys and fuck the like. I didn't really see any of that stuff, and I know that you don't believe me. You said like last time you're like, how
no,
could
I believe you?
But like I just
you weren't in off topic very much. You said
sure,
so that makes sense to me because that's where you'd see
I
it.
want to ignore the stuff that I don't want to. Right?
Yeah. I get passionate about something and then I don't avoid it. I get angry, right? I don't. Yeah. That's the way I am. So
that's where I just. Not that I'm disappointed that it's gone because I don't like it's a website. Who gives a shit? Like if there's a new place where I can go and look at the same shit, then I just look at stuff, right? So yeah, it looks like Reset Air is the new
So you got to use a paid email, eh?
Yeah,
paid email to get in. So I had to use my ISP's email, and then but you can put your account name in a little field, and it will. I don't know. You're not junior, apparently. They're still doing that nonsense, which is stupid.
I thought I read that nobody was doing junior thing.
Then I thought no. I thought it was, but maybe I'll double check.
I just followed you, Tremis.
Cool.
You got to follow me back.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. How do you find that?
People you follow, Tremis.
People you ignore. People you follow.
People you ignore, Soup.
What's your name on there?
I use the Soup out.
Not too bad. There you go. Bam.
You got a count on this thing or what?
Hell no, I don't do forums, man.
Get that Punch Go email put in here.
Nope, I don't do forums.
Keenan, it sounds like a man. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a man who doesn't. I don't drink alcohol anymore. That's what
he only goes to news groups.
No, it sounds like an addict saying he won't ever go on a forum again. That's just my feeling.
When like
I don't know. I get that feeling in your tone.
Look like for like Famitsu top whatever 30 list just to see what it was that one time. Like I haven't really done any searches and looked in forums in the longest time. Like if I do, it's part of like possibly like a common thread in Giant Bomb. But I'm not an active participant in forums. Like I got through all that shit when I was 20, and I just like stopped. Like I can't stand it anymore. Like
beyond that.
I am beyond that.
Okay.
I'd rather chat with people that I relate to, that I have an actual relationship with, like you guys. I'm not interested in like talking with people halfway around the world and stuff. It's just not my thing anymore.
All right.
And with that note, I don't know, guys. It's going to be. Do we have a few quiet weeks now, or is it like still going to be pretty busy for the next like couple weeks for game releases?
Well, 20th is fishing, so.
And then it doesn't matter after that.
Yeah, exactly.
I got 21st is Monster of the Deep, 26th of January is Monster Hunter World, and that's it. I don't give a shit about any of it.
Yep. Spelunky 2 at some point for me, but yeah, that's all I have on the radar.
Oh no, sorry. And in December also Tokyo Xanadu. Yes.
Now you know that when it comes out. All right. Yeah, I think that sounds like a good lineup. All right, I guess we'll cut it off here.
All right.
Over an hour.
All right. Talk to you boys next week.
All right.
Peace out.
See you later.